Hey guys, Hackexploit here, back again with another video. So a lot of you guys have been asking me to elaborate more with the man-in-the-middle attacks, and more specifically to show you how to use a tool called Ettercap. Alright, so for those of you who don't know what Ettercap is a fantastic security tool that allows you to perform man-in-the-middle attacks on LAN or on your local network. Alright, so it comes pre-installed and pre-configured in Kali Linux, which is, fantastic, so you don't have to download or set anything up. The only thing you need to do is if you haven't logged into Kali Linux for a while, just update your packages and make sure you're running the latest version. Alright, so in the previous video when we were looking at ARP spoofing with ARP spoof, some of you actually noticed in the comments that I did not forward the packets. In the sense that I did not allow the flow of packets through my computer, being the man in the middle, allowing it to flow to and back, through to the router and back to the client or our target for this matter. Okay, so hopefully I can explain how to do that right now. I actually did it before the video, assuming that many people know how to do it, and a lot of people were saying that their connection isn't working, and I actually remembered that yes, that is an essential step, so I'm going to show you how to do it now. Alright, so just open up your terminal and obviously make sure you're in root, it always helps. And now we're going to use the system control command, so system control, and we now want to select the option W to write. So W to write and net dot, net dot IPv4, yes, we want to forward IPv4 packets dot IP forward E equals to 1. So the value should be equal to 1. Alright, so that is the command that will allow the flow of packets through your computer as you're acting between the router and the client. So just hit enter and it should give you the result saying yes, the IPv4 IP the value should be 1. Alright, so once you're done with that, we can get started with Ettercap. Alright, so Ettercap, as I said, is pre-installed with Kali Linux, so you can just search for it and you can just go into your search menu and just go into Ettercap, and you make sure you select Ettercap graphical, because that's what I'm going to be elaborating in this video. So just click on it. Now, before we get started with actually performing any man-in-the-middle attacks, you need to have a target. So in this case, I have a target here. Alright, so I have a target there, and this is a Windows 7 operating system that is going to act as our target. So we're going to try and intercept the packets being sent between the Windows 7 operating system and my router. Alright, so once you've opened up Ettercap, what you need to do, the first thing you need to do is you need to select your sniffing option. So usually if you're connected physically to the Ethernet, so what I mean when I say physically is you're actually connected to an Ethernet adapter or to a switch or to a hub, then I would recommend that you use bridge sniffing. So what this means is if you're in a situation like you're in an organization where you have, your computer is connected to a switch that is also connected to other computers in the organization, I would recommend that you use the bridged sniffing. Otherwise, in my case, I'm just going to use unified sniffing because I'm only using one adapter. There's no bridged connection. Okay, so now it's going to ask you to select your network interface. I'm going to select Ethernet 0 because I'm using Ethernet right now. And by default, you can also select your wireless adapter if that's what you choose to use. So just hit OK. And now, as you can see, it's going to tell you that the unified sniffing process is started. And what you have to do now is you need to add a target. So you want to go into targets and you want to go into current targets. Now, as I said, this is very, very similar to ARP spoof, where you would simply add your router IP address and your target IP address, similar to what you would do with ARP spoof. So what you would do with ARP spoof is you would firstly the first step would be to select the target as the router IP address, and then you use your target IP address as the secondary one. So in this case, all you need to do is just add your target 1 IP address as your router. So 192.168.1.1, that is my router IP address. It is your default gateway address, if that's what you're wondering. So you can just type in ifconfig and you can find your default gateway and just get that and put it in here. Now you need to get your target IP address, which I'm going to do, and I can do using my command prompt here, using the ipconfig command. So ipconfig. It's been a long time since I've used Windows 7, but boy, it feels good. So there you are, 192.168.1.102. And we're just going to go into our target and hit add. And we're going to say 192.168.1.102. and we hit OK. All right, so we've added our target and our IP address and our router IP address. Okay, so now we need to actually perform the ARP poisoning attack that will give us man-in-the-middle access. So to do that is really very simple. Just go into man-in-the-middle and click on ARP poisoning, and now it's going to ask you for optional parameters. Make sure you check sniff remote connections and just hit OK. So once you've done that, the ARP poisoning has begun and it's currently running. So now you can use a traffic or network sniffing tool like Wireshark or TCP dump, which is what we're going to be using. So if I just open up TCP dump, I really enjoy using TCP dump sometimes. So TCP dump, and we can say the interface is Ethernet 0, and we specify the port 80. The target, or actually the host, is 192.168.1.102 being our target, and we, whoops, for some reason we're getting an error. Port 80, sorry about that, N80, and we hit the port. Sorry, I have to add the port command there. It's actually been a while since I've used TCP dump, and for some reason I keep on getting this syntax error here. So we've selected our host, so N port 80 host and host. So I forgot to add the and there we are. All right, so yeah, the syntax for TCP dump is quite confusing in the sense that you have to specify the interface that you're using. You then have to specify the port, which in this case we're using the TCP port, and our host, which is 192.168.1.102. That is the target IP that we want to sniff the traffic from. So now if I go into my Windows operating system here, and I just let me just open a new window here, like so, and I just try and open a site like reddit.com. All right, so reddit.com, and I just go back to Kali Linux, and as you can see, there we are. The traffic is being captured just the way we wanted it. Now, additionally, you can use Wireshark if that is what is comfortable for you, but there you go. That is how to perform a man-in-the-middle attack with Ettercap. It's really very simple. The process is exactly the same as to what you would find with ARP spoof, and that's because they're both using the ARP poisoning method. Alright, so that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for the support on the channel. We've really grown this month, this year, and our first target is 50,000 subscribers. Our second target for the year is 100,000 subscribers, and I'm really pushing forward to it. Thank you so much for everything, you guys. If you found value in this video, please leave a like down below. If you have any questions, any at all, hit me up in the comment section on my social networks or on Kick. Alright, and you can check out my website for the latest hacking news, tutorials, and guides. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Peace.